Hey guys, what is up? AwesomeTheSauce here. Hope you guys are having a great day. Welcome to a video where we're going to be talking about some big news that came out from Wizard101 just a few hours ago. That's right, we make a video on news hot off the press. Today's announcement is about upcoming merch from Wizard101 that's way different than the plushies that they've been putting out. They're going to be releasing what looks to be a Merle Ambrose vinyl figure. Now, I'll be honest, I don't really know what vinyl really is. I mean, I guess it's like an action figure type of thing, like, you know, the PVC plastic, that type of thing. But basically, it's going to be a lot different than plushies, and I think that's something that I really wanted to talk about because there's a lot to talk about with this. For one, the fact that they're actually featuring Merle Ambrose in merch, I think that's, first off, just amazing because I think he's way more recognizable than anybody else they made a plushie of up to this point. Like, we're talking about the Merle Ambrose that showed up in the commercials that probably got us all into the game. We're talking about the character that we first see when we get into the game. He's also like the quintessential wizard, you feel me? Like the stars and moons and all of that. I feel like even someone who doesn't have a deep connection with Wizard101 could probably vibe with Merle Ambrose quite a bit. But I don't think that this was an accident. I was always wondering when they released, you know, like the Gamma plushie, that was like, you know, I was like, well, that's kind of a weird first choice, is it not? And if Gamma was a test run, you would think that they would start doing like, you know, the professors or the headmaster next, but instead they made Diego, they made a plushie out of this dude, they made a Gobbler King one, a Pigga one, but they never really started with, I feel like, the most iconic figure. And it looks to me like they were saving what probably is going to be not only their highest quality but best-selling merch. They saved it for these vinyl figures. Now, I think there's a lot of advantages to selling quality merch like this over plushies in general, because I just have a feeling that some people, when they see a plushie, they see a toy, but when they see like a figure, they actually, I think they look at it more like a collectible. And I feel like that resonates a lot more with the Wiz community than a plushie. I'm not saying that you can't collect plushies. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is, right, this is a community that, you know, you have people that collect treasure cards that are rare. You have people that collect rare items to stitch. And maybe even more notably, you have literally bundles that are tens and tens of thousands of crowns that are basically just collector's items. They're purely cosmetic. People spend a lot of money to have stuff that's kind of rare within Wizard101. There's a very collectible-oriented vibe underlying the Wiz community, and I feel like kind of capitalizing on that, I feel like that's a really, really good idea for Wiz. Now, there's not much that we know about this. So far, we don't even know what it really looks like. We see the outline, which I think looks pretty solid. Based on the outline, I got a decent idea of what they're going for. But the dimensions are 10 centimeters high, and then it's a 6x5 width and breadth type thing, which is not really that big. So again, it seems to me like this could be a part of a larger collection. I have a feeling they're gonna do this with the professors. I have a feeling, just an inkling. I feel like if this does well, that's obviously the next logical step. We don't know much about what it looks like, as I said, but we also don't know how much the price is. But somebody was able to go through the code, so I'm not saying this for sure, but it looks like the actual thing is gonna be $29.99. Now, that is a lot of money for something that isn't actually that big. I kind of said this about the plushies as well. To me, a plushie is just big and like cuddleable, and I just feel like that's not what they're doing. But with this, it seems like this is like something that I think a lot of people are gonna want. It's $30. I also have a feeling that if they do make this an exclusive launch, meaning they don't relaunch it, and they add something in-game just like with previous plushies that they've done, I feel like a lot of people would be willing to pay $30 for it, just based off of the fact, as I said, that there's like very collectible-oriented vibe in the community. But if they do sell this for $30 a pop and it sells out really, really well, I feel like this could be a huge thing for Wizard101 merchandising in general. This is a big deal not just for Wiz, but also for Makeshift, the site that they're actually selling these plushies and these vinyl figures on, because this Merle Ambrose vinyl figure will be the first of just a few vinyl figures that they've ever released on Makeshift. It seems like KingsIsle is one of a very, very few number of companies that are actually releasing vinyl figures. So depending on how actually Makeshift, like literally like advertises the fact that they're making vinyl figures, first off, it could mean a lot of people that actually don't play Wiz are going to be seeing this and either get reminded of Wiz and play it, or they just like how it looks and buy it. But it could also mean that there's actually a relationship between KingsIsle and Makeshift that might make future prospects for them much better. And what does all of that mean? Are we just happy that KingsIsle's doing well? Sure, why not, whatever. But beyond that, I feel like what it could mean is that they're actually diversifying their revenue streams, and I think that's extremely important in this day and age. One of the biggest criticisms that Wiz always gets is that it's outdated. A lot of the ways that you pay for it is outdated. A lot of the ways that you pay for the game drives people into not playing the game anymore. So things like this, which I don't think anyone can object to, things like this could only mean good things for the game. My honest thoughts on this is that they could actually end up, if this works out, like, you know, releasing both plushies and vinyl figures. And I feel like those actually, like, you know, I feel like those are different groups of people that'll buy them, even with some overlap. Maybe we'll see more and more products that appeal to different types of people. I can already tell you personally, I would be much more likely to buy a vinyl figure than a plushie any day of the week. Maybe that's just me. I just like something that displays like that. You know, I don't know, I'm a nerd. All right, I can't help it. But maybe this could be one of the many steps that we've already seen them do to actually maybe reduce how much you need to rely on membership as a company to run Wizard101. I'm really thankful that they are experimenting with stuff like this, but I'm a little unwilling to celebrate this unless it means something for the actual consumers that are propping up this company. And I think that's the big takeaway message of this video. This is really good. It's really creative. What I really think the usage of Merle Ambrose for like something that's as big as the first vinyl figures launched on Makeshift, what it means to me is that they're thinking long term about the products that they're putting out in real life when it comes to Wizard101. It's ambitious, creative, it's well planned out. There's only compliments that I can give for this kind of stuff. But what is this going to mean for players? And I think that's the real question that I hope gets answered. I mean, maybe some transparency on this. Is this just to make more and more money, or are we going to actually see something done about the other ways that we pay money that are much less appreciated, much less creative, and honestly much more taxing on the overall player base? Are we going to see changes to membership? Are we going to see changes to how crowns are priced? One thing that I'm very concerned about, and I hope that they are thinking about this, is fatigue when it comes to the player base, when it comes to buying merch like this. I think many more people than they might expect buy stuff like merch to support the game, not just because they like how a plushie looks or how something like a vinyl figure might look. I think they want to support the game and give it the resources, you know, in exchange for a product, I guess, that they can look at or enjoy or whatever. They want the company to do well as a result of their purchase, and I hope that that's what it translates into. I hope as they keep on making new ways to make money that's more modern, which is great, I do hope that they start shedding things that are not as modern, like a very archaic membership design. I want to know in the comments, are y'all gonna buy one of these? I mean, $29.99 is quite steep, but if it's exclusive and it comes with an in-game item, I feel like a lot of people are gonna be doing it, especially because it's the first vinyl figure that Wizard101 has ever put out, and it's Merle Ambrose. But let me know in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about all the stuff that they've been doing in terms of the marketing stuff recently. Do you think it'll make a difference for how we play the game? I think that's a big question. Let me know in the comments. I look forward to reading all of them. Drop a sub if you're new. Drop a like if you enjoyed. And if somebody hasn't told you you're awesome today, they doing something. I'll see y'all soon. Stay awesome. And yeah.